this is something I wanted to talk about. How to age like fine wine. Have you ever met someone who's in maybe their 50s or 60s but still has the energy, the vibrancy of a much younger person? Meanwhile, others the same age look way older, like decades older than they actually are. Is it just good genetics? This is the natural way, and today I want to explore aging, why some people age so much better than others, and what you can do to age better. This video isn't about anti-aging, it's about pro-aging. Aging the way nature intended. You've probably heard the statement, men age like fine wine, or men reach their prime in their 30s. Let's be real, the average guy doesn't age like fine wine. They usually show attractive people, and attractive people tend to have strong genes and well-developed skulls. Aging isn't just about wrinkles or gray hair, it's an inevitable biological process influenced by our genes, environment, food, and daily habits. Here's what actually happens when you age. 1. Cellular decline. Every second, your body loses and replaces millions of cells. But with age, this process slows down, leading to weaker tissues. 2. Mitochondrial breakdown. Our energy-producing powerhouses become less efficient, making us feel sluggish. 3. Collagen loss. The structural protein that keeps the skin firm and joints strong declines with age. 4. Hormonal changes. Testosterone, estrogen, growth hormone, and other youth-enhancing hormones decrease, causing muscle loss and fat gain. 5. Telomere shortening. Our DNA's protective caps wear down over time, leading to cell death. This process can be sped up by chronic stress, processed foods, and smoking, but the truth is modern aging is unnatural. It's not even like aging, it's more like deteriorating. Some people at 30 look decades older, dead inside, just going through life. So, how can you age better? Let's start off by the role of genetics, because yes, they do play a role. Some people are born with genes that help them maintain collagen longer, repair DNA more efficiently, or resist certain diseases. But here's the catch. Even if your parents aged well, you're not guaranteed the same. And if they didn't, you're not doomed. While genetics do establish a baseline, it's crucial to understand that gene expression is highly dynamic. We're not simply passive recipients of our genetic code. It is estimated that only 20 to 30% of aging is genetics. The rest, 70 to 80% of how you age, is determined by lifestyle and environment. For instance, the telomere length, which is a key marker of cellular aging, can be influenced by lifestyle factors. But survival to older ages likely entails an even greater genetic contribution. Specific genes like FOXO3, associated with longevity, are certainly influential, but their impact is modulated by factors like caloric restrictions and exercise. We'll explore more on these factors. Let's talk about lifestyle factors that affect how you age. The first one is going to be nutrition. Nutrition isn't just about calories. It's providing the building blocks for cellular repair and optimal function. We need to focus on micronutrients and essential fatty acids. You are what you eat. Food is literally information for your cells. Eating a diet rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and anti-inflammatory foods can slow down cellular aging. Switch to animal-based nutrition. Eat organ meats, especially liver. Liver, especially from grass-fed animals, is packed with vitamin A, copper, B12, and iron. Vitamin A supports skin renewal and immune health. B12 and iron improve energy and cognitive function, and copper helps in collagen production. Raw dairy. I would recommend raw dairy for those who are nutrient deficient, and those of you still young and developing, as it's packed with bioavailable vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and proteins. Raw milk contains living enzymes like lactase, lipase, and phosphatase that help your body digest and absorb nutrients. These are destroyed during pasteurization. This matters for aging because if your digestion is weak, your body won't be able to absorb all the vital nutrients you're eating. Raw milk supports a healthy gut, and a healthy gut is ground zero for aging gracefully. Your skin, your energy, and even your mood, it all begins in the gut. High-quality raw milk, especially if fermented into kefir or yogurt, contains naturally occurring probiotics that feed your gut microbiome. A healthy microbiome lowers inflammation, boosts immune function, supports detoxification, and even improves mental clarity and mood. Raw milk is also rich in bioactive peptides, growth factors, and supports hormonal balance. If you're considering adding raw milk to your diet, source it from grass-fed, pasture-raised healthy cows from a clean, trusted farm. I also recommend adding raw egg yolks to your milk. Ooh bro, but I have no access to raw milk. If you have no access to raw milk, don't worry. Get your nutrients from other sources. Bone broth is great for collagen for skin and joints. Bone broth is loaded with collagen, gelatin, glycine, and minerals like calcium and magnesium. These nutrients help maintain skin elasticity, strengthen joints and bones, support gut lining, and reduce inflammation. Wild-caught salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These reduce chronic inflammation, which is linked to almost every sign of aging: heart disease, joint pain, brain fog, and even skin damage. Plus, salmon contains astaxanthin, a natural antioxidant that protects your skin from UV damage and aging. Pasture-raised eggs have every essential amino acid your body needs to rebuild tissue. The yolk, that's where the magic is. It's rich in choline for brain health, packed with fat-soluble vitamins, and contains lutein and zeaxanthin, which are important for eye health. Don't do this stupid shit some people do, where they remove the yolk and just eat the egg white. The yolk is the most nutritious part of the egg. That's where the anti-aging nutrients live. Grass-fed meats. These will provide collagen and amino acids for skin elasticity, give you the micronutrients your body needs, help reduce inflammation, and keep the skin healthy. Healthy fats like butter, tallow, and again, egg yolk are rich in vitamin K2, which directs calcium to your bones, not your arteries. They support hormonal balance and provide a stable energy source without spiking insulin. You should not be afraid of fat. Fats are essential for your hormones. You should be afraid of the fake stuff. On the flip side, processed foods are the fast track to aging. Seed oils and processed foods cause inflammation, oxidative stress, and hormonal imbalances. Sugars like glucose and fructose spontaneously binds to proteins through a process called glycation, leading to wrinkles, dull skin, and inflammation. High glycemic foods like soda, bread, and pasta spike insulin, triggering skin damage. You don't need a $500 anti-aging cream. You need proper food. Let's go to the impact of sunlight and vitamin D. Sunlight isn't just about getting a tan. It's a biological necessity. We evolved under the sun, but today people actually avoid it. The sun is very important for vitamin D production, skin health, and overall health. The body makes vitamin D by the action of UVB sunlight on the skin. UVB is only available at midday during the summer months, except in the tropics. When UVB rays penetrate your skin, they convert cholesterol into vitamin D, a fat-soluble hormone, not just a vitamin. Vitamin D is central to longevity. It boosts immune function, protecting against infections and autoimmune diseases, reduces inflammation, improves mood and sleep, helps regulate blood sugar and insulin, and it's essential for bone strength. Your best vitamin D sources from food would be organ meats, butter, egg yolks, oily fish, and blood. Over 40% of adults in the US are deficient in vitamin D, partly because we've been told to avoid the sun. It's not the sun that's aging you, it's your modern lifestyle that's made your skin too weak to handle it. Ooh, I'm photosensitive. No, you're nutrient deficient. People who burn easily or break out from the sun aren't cursed. They're often missing key skin protective nutrients.
Because of UV. Outside of UV, there's no part of sunlight that causes any damage to humans. Thus, we can already establish that when the UV index is low, so let's say below 3, there's no danger in being in the sun. There's no need for sunscreen, because the only thing sunscreen does is block UV. That's why dermatologists say use sunscreen, because it blocks UV. Again, the only part that science says is dangerous in terms of what the sun emits is UV, nothing else. So if there's no UV, there's no need for sunscreen, there's no need to worry. If it's 4 p.m., 5 p.m., you don't need sunscreen. You'll never need sunscreen. Usually when you listen to the medical establishment and you listen to a doctor, you listen to a dermatologist, you listen to someone who's an expert in skin cancer, they'll say that we need to avoid the sun, we need to avoid UV, and that will decrease our risk of getting problems, skin damage, skin cancer. they're focusing on the sun, okay? They always focus on the sun. They never talk about the skin. But they don't see the skin as something that varies from individual to individual outside of the melanin level. So how dark someone is. There's something called fat composition in the skin. And depending on what your skin is made out of, depending on what you've eaten, your lifestyle factors, the health of your skin in general, UV will either be a blessing or a curse. If the effects of UV were dependent on skin health, wouldn't that explain why there are so many people who say that after switching their diet to something that's very nutrient dense, filled with animal foods, and completely devoid of processed foods, they're able to tan now? Their skin doesn't become red, it becomes darker. Why is it that you've seen a bunch of people who are tanned who have amazing looking skin, while you've seen other people who get sun exposure and they become red and they have old wrinkly skin and they've aged their skin severely? It's because of their lifestyle factors and how they influence skin health. You see, to build skin correctly, you need lots of nutrients and you need a certain fatty acid composition in the skin. Certain fats are more reactive than other fats, okay? There's something called the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in your skin. And if you have a high omega-6 to 3 ratio, so you have a lot of omega-6 for the omega-3 that you have, you'll burn more easily. Why? Because omega-6 is very unstable. It's very prone to reactions, while omega-3, not so much. So if you've eaten a bunch of foods that are very rich in omega-6 and you go out into the sun and you sunbathe because you've heard that it's a good thing to do, or you just want to tan, and you can't tan, you burn. Why is that? Well, it's because you have a bunch of omega-6 in your skin that's going to react immediately because of the UV that carries a lot of energy and causes chemical reactions to happen. You've got an environment that will cause UVB to create a bunch of havoc. Well, if you take a healthy person who eats whole foods devoid of omega-6, they eat a lot of saturated animal fats, preferably raw, what happens? They'll tan in the sun. I haven't ever seen a single person who is on a nutrient-dense diet who can't tan. They all tan very beautifully.
The sun emits a full spectrum of light: ultraviolet, visible light, and infrared. Each wavelength penetrates different layers of the body and triggers powerful biological effects. And one of the most healing parts is red and near-infrared light. The same wavelength red light therapy tries to mimic. This is known as photobiomodulation, light triggering healing at the cellular level, especially in the mitochondria, your body's energy factories. I know it sounds impressive, but you're already designed to get this from the sun. I think red light devices are very overrated.
Overrated as in my opinion. I mean,
I'm not saying red light therapy is a scam, but it's definitely no upgrade. It's a replacement for modern world that's cut off from real light. Also, red light therapy does nothing for vitamin D synthesis. It doesn't set your circadian rhythm, and it lacks the UV, visible light, and hormonal triggers that only the sun provides. Sunlight is red light therapy with more benefits. Some cases where red light therapy can help is if you're living in northern climates with little sunlight for months, if you're recovering from injury or surgery, if you work night shifts, or maybe you want to target one specific area, like a joint, face, or a scar. You're not meant to hide indoors, covered in chemicals, staring at blue light all day. You're a human being, designed to live under the open sky. We've been trained to fear the sun and lather ourselves with SPF 50 daily. But most chemical sunscreen block vitamin D production, contain hormone-disrupting chemicals like oxybenzone and avobenzone, and may actually increase cancer risks when combined with poor diets. If you're trying to argue this, guess what? Skin cancer rates have gone up, not down, despite more sunscreen and sun avoidance than ever. What you need to do is listen to your body's signals, use common sense, and make sure to stay safe while soaking up the sun. Sleep. Sleep is like nature's anti-aging secret. Beauty sleep is real. During deep sleep, that's when your body repairs itself, produces growth hormone, and clears out toxins. But most people don't let it. They age themselves with fake light and bad sleep. I'm not going to tell you to sleep 7 to 8 hours. Your body knows how much sleep it needs. If you don't have to wake up with an alarm, then don't. Make sure to get enough sleep each night. Optimize your sleep environment by creating a dark, quiet, and cool bedroom. Establish a consistent sleep schedule and avoid screens and blue light before bed. Stress and mental health. Stress increases cortisol, leading to inflammation, premature wrinkles, and even hair loss. Chronic stress also shortens telomeres, the protective cap on your DNA, speeding up aging. I think you guys know this. Stress can make you age horribly and gives you that dead inside look. When you're constantly anxious, overwhelmed, or in a fight or flight mode, your body releases high levels of cortisol. Cortisol can be useful in small bursts, but when it's constantly elevated, it starts doing real damage. It breaks down collagen, disrupts your sleep, and increases inflammation. You can literally see the difference in people who are constantly stressed. Their skin looks dull, their eyes tired, and their face seems to sag under the weight of chronic tension. You're the one who knows what's stressing you. This is going to be different for most people. You'll need to take care of it. Also, stop glorifying being busy. Sometimes doing less is what allows you to age better. Go on nature walks. Multiple studies have shown that it lowers cortisol significantly, and do the things you actually enjoy doing. Cut out toxins and pollution. We live in a world filled with toxins and pollutants from every angle: our air, water, food, and even our skincare products. Air pollution contains fine particles called PM 2.5 that penetrate deep into the lungs and bloodstream. These particles increase oxidative stress, damage DNA, and degrade skin quality. If you live in a city and move to a more natural environment, you literally feel the difference in air quality. Skincare products and cosmetics often contain endocrine-disrupting chemicals like parabens, phthalates, and synthetic fragrances. These mess with your hormones and can speed up your aging. Plastic exposures from plastic bottles and microwave containers leach chemicals like BPA and microplastics into your body. Again, these are linked to hormonal imbalances, poor skin, and even fertility issues. Processed foods and seed oils are loaded with inflammatory compounds and AGEs, advanced glycation end products, which directly age your cells, cause wrinkles, and stiffen your arteries. The solution to detox is eating organic whole foods, switch to natural skincare products, use glass bottles, and hydrate with spring water. Don't worry as we get most of our electrolytes from food. You can also drink raw milk to hydrate, eat watery fruits like watermelons and pineapples, and drink blood if you have access. My advice focuses on natural methods, but if you want advanced recommendations, you might consider incorporating ingredients like retinoid, peptides, and hyaluronic acid into your skincare routine. If you're optimizing your diet and lifestyle, naturally, you won't need these. But if not, you might explore advanced treatments like LED therapy, microneedling, and chemical peels to stimulate collagen production and improve skin texture. And remember, internal hydration and nutrition are crucial for skin health. Some people even go the extra step with surgeries and Botox. While Botox may freeze wrinkles temporarily, long-term use can weaken facial muscles. For those of you thinking of cosmetic surgery for anti-aging, it might work for some, and they may end up looking a little better. But for the rest, they end up looking like shit. I remember this guy saying he's gonna beat aging through surgeries. What's the point of looking younger if you no longer look human? Aging well isn't about genetics alone. It's about how you live, what you eat, and how you manage your stress. If you want to slow down, aging naturally, start with better sleep, eat real foods, get enough sun exposure, and avoid toxins. Aging is inevitable, but how you age is partly up to you. Your future doctor is using ChatGPT to pass med school, so you better start taking care of your health. Make informed choices about your health. Try improving what you can and make peace with what you can't. This is the natural way.